So these guys, Gabriel and Helena, have popped up by where we are in Spain, and they've agreed to let us show you this beast of a van. It's probably the most technologically integrated van I've ever seen in my life. It's ridiculous, like automated sensors, cameras, remote valves, locking systems, different water systems. Really fascinating and really interesting to see all the different setups. So I'm going to let these guys do the talking work, and I could come and interrupt the shoot.
So welcome to our home. I'll show you around. We'll start at the dining area. We do have separated seats because we prefer it like that, but we can also sit both here if we want to watch something or if we are editing whatever we're doing. We do have a lot of storage space up here. Like here we have our books, we have electrical stuff, cosmetics and shampoo and whatever. Here in over the seating area also we do have a very big compartment where we have winter stuff or stuff we don't need too much. At most of the cabinets where you cannot see very well, I do have lighting with a switch which will trip whenever you open the door. Yeah, we do have loudspeakers here. I have them on a separate amplifier in the back here. So whenever you're in the back, you can hear music. When you're in the front, you can also play music through the car deck on these speakers. So there are two sources. Here is more of the technical area. Here we have a main switch for the gas. So we don't have to turn off the bottle all the time because it's on an electrical solenoid. Here is the hot water heater. It's also gas operated propane. And here is a vent which you can put on for the furnace. So the furnace will be down here and it will put out hot air just here, or when you turn on the vent it will distribute it in whole van, where we have outlets like this. We have one here, we have one there, and we have one outlet at the bed area. Down here we have the hot water heater. It's a 15-liter heater, so the 15 liters will be heated up to like 80 degrees. And then whenever you're using it with the tap, you can regulate how much cold water comes to it, so it will get down till mid temperatures. For showering or whatever, you can do that. Behind of this metal plate is a 150-liter water tank, which we use only for dishwashing, showering, everything except for drinking, so it's non-potable water. So this one we will fill up from down here. This is also the main exit, so whenever you're winterizing or it could be freezing inside, you just open this, drain all of it and be done with it. Because down here, this is the shower pan. So this is a wet area, it can be wet without any issue. On every four corners of the shower pan we do have an exit to outside, so water can exit in whatever position you are without somewhere collecting. This one you can pull up here, and here you can have your shower. This side is the wet side, so it can get wet, no problem. This one should be dry. This is the kitchen side. So whenever we want to have a shower, we just start the hot water here, wait for like 20 minutes, and the 15-liter tank will be all hot, so we can take both a shower from that. You just put this up here, take your curtain and go all around with it. As you can see now, also in the back, everything on this side is protected. This side can get wet, so no issue there. You just close up, have your shower here, and everything is nice, right? If it's cold outside, sure, we will turn on the furnace. And this time we don't turn on the vent, we just use the furnace like this because it will put all the heat in this area. So you will really have hot air, hot water. You can have a sauna here if you want. And yeah, like I just said, I'm standing inside of the shower pan. You can see it's divided here, divided there. So this is a separate wet system actually. Here we do have our drinking water, so it's separated from normal use water, and we are very cautious about what kind of water we put inside here because we want to drink it, sure. And I don't want it to bother with filters which need to exchange every half a year, or UV filter, whatever. Here we just put the water we are sure we can drink, and everything else we put inside this tank, which we can drain or fill up from this tap here. Everything happens from here. Here is a see-through tube, you can see, and this is actually shows me the level of the water inside the tank. So this tube is just connected at the exit of the tank, down at the lowest point. So whatever level this will show, it actually shows the level inside of the tank. So no need for any sensors, electricity to see your water level. Just put the tube and you will see how much water you still have left. So this is a Truma furnace unit. It has a vent on the backside which you control from this box. And here I do have the cover for the plumbing. So here is my water pump. Here is my pressure accumulator, which will hold the pressure for the line even if the pump is not running anymore. Here is just the extension cord to get this head up for showering. And here is the main plumbing. From here you can shut off the water for the pump. Here you can open the whole drainage, the whole tank for drainage. If you open this one, all water will empty. So this is for winterizing the vehicle, or if you know you'll get in cold conditions where inside could also freeze.
Well, that's our kitchen area. We have a lot of space here to cook and to prepare our food. We really love our kitchen because of all the place. Well, we have a lot of storage here. There's one kind of with all our spices. There's one too. Here also. The rest of it is also storage, and there's our fridge. Yeah, our dustbin is here. And there we have our potatoes. So here's our lights to turn on during our cooking session. Here's our extraction fan for the bad smell. Yeah, it works pretty good.
Down here we do have our 12 volt 200 amp hour lithium battery, which is charged by 2 solar panels which are on top. Each of them has 275 watts, so altogether we have 550 watts of solar, which runs through a Victron charge controller, charges our batteries. From there we do have a pure sine wave inverter, which will put out 1.5 kilowatt continuous or 2.5 on a short time. You can switch it here. This is the turn on for the inverter, and then we'll have 2 outlets there. One outlet behind the screen where we can use the 220, and we do have a mains connection on the other side which comes into this box here. We do have our breakers here for the mains connection. That one will also power up a charger for the battery, which we can control from here. That charger also will take over the charge when you're driving, so from the alternator to the lithium battery, because they are different batteries, they need different voltages. That's why you need the charge booster. Here we have our 2 separate fuse boxes, and here is the main switch off. With this one you turn off all electricity from exiting from the auxiliary battery. Here I do have a small shunt. Well, this is the display of the shunt, which will monitor the current going to the battery or coming through the battery. So I switch it on here. I can see how much volts the battery still have left. Here I have the battery meter, which will show me how much of a charge is still inside the battery or how much the percentage is. You can switch the screen also. It will show you much more stuff, how much watts are going out or going in. Here I do have another switch which can be only operated when the engine is running. So when the engine is running and you flip the switch, it will connect this battery directly to the main battery and will allow as much current to flow as is needed for this battery to charge. And when I check the voltages, when the battery comes up to maybe 13.8, I will switch off this relay and leave the rest of the charge till 14.4 or 14.6, what the lithium battery needs. I will leave it to this silver thing, which is the charge booster. That thing is intelligent and knows how much charge this battery needs to top off. And this switch with the relay, this one is only for fast charge, but you cannot use it to top off the battery. Okay, well, I do have a remote control here, which is controlling 12 volt relays all through the van. You can also take this actually and walk somewhere and you can still control something inside your van with your remote in your hand. This one will control like the monitor here, because to get a wire from up here to down here on a switch is a nightmare. You have to remove all of this, put 5 meters of wire that you can switch it here. With this one, no need for that. You just put your remote here, put a 12 volt remote relay up here, and that's all you need. So here I can switch the screen, and also actually this one button switches 2 relays. One relay for the screen and one relay which will turn on the rear view cameras. On the D button we do have another relay which will do the drainage of the grey water. I do have a 12 volt valve down on the downside of the grey water tank, which will actuate if I push the button here. So whenever I know I'm over the drainage at the campsite, I'll push the button and grey water will go down from itself. I don't need to go out and open the valve and get dirty downside the van. Nothing of that, just push the button and your water will flow. Here you can see I've put in a hook. It is an 8mm screw, so no way you can rip this hook out. I do have the same hook on the opposite side, on the other door. So whenever you close the door, for the night or when we're leaving the van, I will take a chain and put them in between the hooks. I'll put one here. There is the other hook, so I'll put the other side of the chain inside this hook. So after I've hooked both sides of the chain, I can tighten it here. And if I feel it's still too loose, I'll just flip the seat to the front, which will tighten the chain. So this way you cannot open the front doors even if you manage to somehow fiddle with the locks. After I've locked the chains inside, I come out and close the sliding door, and then I can lock this up. So this way all doors are secured, you can actually hardly break in. So whenever I've locked the front doors, I've locked the chain together. I can also lock this door from the inside. I do have a hole here. I can put the carabiner through, and this way the slide of the door is blocked. So even if you manage to open the lock down there, you cannot open the door because the slider is locked. So we put LED stripes on both sides. You can use this switch. This is convenient because whenever you open the door, you come inside your van, just push the switch and everything is lit up. If you need additional lighting, you can use this one and this one. This one has 2 lighting elements inside. This one has only one because we don't need it to be so bright. If you sit at the desk here, you have a switch here which will put on this big LED bar, and this one is plenty for the night. It's enough. Whenever I close this, maybe you can see it's pretty bright. As you saw, for the kitchen we have this switch to get a light, and we do have also here lighting. You just flip the switch here and you can wash your hand, or you can do your makeup, whatever needs to be done. As we proceed to the back, we do have food storage inside this compartment. So all of this is actually also on a switch. When the door opens, automatically the lights will go on. And you see we have spices here, flour and whatever we need. Same thing happens here. This is the hanging closet space. It's also on the switch. Whenever the door is open, the light will go on. Then we do have our clothes here. There is one for me, one for my wife, actually one for my wife and one for me, and then we do have one altogether for underwear and socks. They are actually all full slide outs, so they come out like this. You can use it from here, you can use it from the bed, or if you stand here you can still use it. We do have small leather stripes which prevent them from sliding open whenever we are driving. So these come in pretty handy. You just push the buttons on before you leave. Well, the leather stripe have push buttons, and this way they will not open whenever you're driving. Also here we used it. Actually this was a leather jacket from, I don't know, somebody. It was thrown away. We just got the jacket, cut leather stripes, we put them in the sewing machine, and then we screw them on. These you will see will have all through the van. We do have the leather strips here just to open these compartments. We do have them here. So here we are in our bed. This is our carbon monoxide sensor because we don't want to die inside our van. And here we have an extension of the side of the van just so we can lay sideways in our bed, so we have more space for other stuff in our van. So with this extension we do have a bed which is 1.95 meters long and it's 1.20 meters wide. Here we do have small storage compartments. Here is again our light switch with our LED stripes, which we use actually all through our van. Here up on top is our extraction fan, and also with the shade. So I can explain you, we have a small air conditioning unit built in here. Actually it is not a compressor unit because that one would draw too much energy and it was too expensive for my use. So I bought a 500 watt cooling unit which is used for industrial computers, or some elements of it could also be used in a mobile 12 volt fridge. The elements are called Peltier elements, just so you know. Alright, so this air conditioning unit is water cooled, so the water will extract actually the heat from this area of the van. The water system is plumbed right into our main tank. We have 150 liters of water. So imagine until that one gets 5 degrees hotter, this area here will be cooled maybe 10 degrees. So actually with this unit, with this air conditioning unit, we are extracting the heat here from this area of the van and we're putting it inside our water. So with this switch, you just switch on the cooling unit and the water circulation system. So you will have fresh, cool air coming here and circulating around here and go into the intake. And whenever on the intake you have your set temperature, then the unit will turn off because it means that all the area is same temperature. So this is our small AC unit. It draws around 500 watts, so depending on your charge it's like 35 or 40 amps. But actually if we're in the sun, we do have the same amount of amps coming from the solar, so this can run 100% on solar, so it will not use any energy from the batteries. So it's actually a solar water cooled air conditioning. Alright, so this is our hanging clothes compartment. We do have a switch here like on every door which will put on the light inside, and this wood piece is from a mop with which you could actually before mop the floor but I just cut it down for the right size. All of these doors are actually second-hand from IKEA. After IKEA is remodeling inside, they will sell all the furniture as used furniture, so you can buy all these doors. So I went there, I bought a whole lot of them and I used them all over the van. So each of these doors, also in the front and everywhere, are repurposed from IKEA, and the most expensive of them was, I guess, €4. So all of these tops altogether were not even €50 for all the van. These, that one. So I told you before already, we fill up our water tank from here. So it needs a pressurized water source because the tank is higher than the inlet. But we came by, and for that one we can use a canister. If we don't have a pressurized source, we just fill this up, put it here, open it up. I do have something like this, which is actually an external shower kit. So it has a pump which goes inside the water, just like that. You can put this inside a 12-volt socket. Here you can switch the pump, and instead of the shower head, I just mounted a fitting which I can put on here. I put it on here, I put the pump in the water, I give it electricity, and it will put this water up in that tank. It will pump it up, no problem. So this way we can also get water without a pressurized source. So if we want to fill up drinking water, we just remove this one, and here is our almost 20 liters of drinking water. You can go to the tap, fill it up, or in worst case scenario, if you have normal bottles, you can put them in here. It's more convenient because this way you can go wherever you need to get your drinking water. And with the other system you need to bring the water here, right? So here we've put a normal PC screen. It's a 24-inch full HD resolution. It is on hinges, so you can put it wherever you want. Actually, you could watch television while cooking if you need to. On the back side we do have an Android box which can do streaming and YouTube and all that stuff. So with this box, actually this screen becomes a smart TV. Otherwise this screen just has HDMI, it's a normal screen. So here on the back with Velcro we do have our remote control for the box, and you can use it as a normal television if you have Wi-Fi. To run the system it uses like 40 to 50 watts, so 3.5, 4 amps. And because this is only a PC screen, it does not have built-in speakers. Because it has no built-in speakers, I needed to put them on the main speakers, which are on the main car CD deck. And so those have now a separate power source. They can be powered from the car deck, or they can be powered from this amplifier up here. For that amplifier I do have another remote control which is Velcro to this door, so you can control it from here. Here is the receiver for the remote control. So this one controls just the source for the speakers. So you can put a USB stick here, you can put an aux source. Right now it's running from a 3.5mm aux cable, and it will amplify your sound and put it through the speakers, because this one is just a screen. On back there, here are our normal doors, which are normally closed up with the curtain. So here you can see we have another 2 hooks which are open loop, not closed loop. So we can put in this metal plate between the 2 hooks, and this way these doors are locked together. You cannot open them. Even if you open the lock on the downside, you try to open the doors, they are locked. It's not possible to open the back doors. So whenever I've locked these doors, I've locked the front both doors, then I exit on the slide door, and then I lock the slide door to the front door, and that way the whole van is locked up securely. Up here we do have a motion sensor light, LED light for outside, which will start monitoring motion when it gets dark. And so if somebody comes up to your door, immediately this will light up and you can see him, or he can see that he's not in the dark anymore. So it's good for security. We do have these lamps on both sides of the front doors. Also, it's nice whenever you park up somewhere, you open your door, immediately you see where you're stepping into. You cannot step into a pothole or whatever. Down here we have the main electricity, which is on every van. And here I do have a small door for the diesel fill-up point, so nobody can steal our diesel, because with this door you can only open the inlet when this door is open. So you open this door, then you get off this nut, and now you can open your main fill point and start putting fuel in. One time already people pumped diesel from our van when we were camping somewhere while we were sleeping inside, so it was a concern to me. That's why I did this small door. So with the alarm system we went all out. We got the most expensive unit, which has GPS on it. It does take a SIM card, and it has motion sensors and shock sensors to it. So whenever you come up to the van, you push it like that, it will start the alarm. Or whenever something moves inside the van, even though the alarm is on, it will also trip off the alarm, because it has the motion sensor inside. And also whenever the alarm is going off, within seconds I will have a message on my phone which will tell me that the alarm went off. And if I got the message, I can also send a message to the system and it will send me back the GPS coordinates. So from all around the world I can check where's my van. Okay, now we are actually on the under bed compartment, we call it garage. Here you can see our bed is on posts, so actually you could raise it or lower it however you want. When you need more space down here or you want more space in the bed, just lower it and be done with it. Here we have another 3 12-volt sockets, and in the back there is a gas sensor. It will sense all kind of aerosols, butane, propane, whatever. So whenever that trips off, you know you have a problem and you should get out of the van. So here we do have 2 folding bicycles. We have our desk, camping desk and chairs. We have our garden hose, which we use to fill up our water tank. And yeah, whatever else you would have in your garage, we have it here.
Yeah, we've been living in the van for 1.5 years, I think.
First of all, of course, it started with YouTube videos. You can see the van life all around YouTube, and I think I saw it first time, it was 2015. I saw somebody who lived inside a VW-T3, and that one inspired me. Actually, that time I bought myself a VW-T3 Westphalia, and we did weekend trips with my friends. But yeah, later I met my now wife, and we thought about the van life and we decided to give it a try, and we like it as much, and so we are now inside the van already long time. We have worked for a few years, both of us. My wife, she's a nurse, I'm a mechanical technician. We both have worked several years and just saved up for it, and it's not that expensive. We got in the van after we married, and since then we've been together in more than 30 countries, and almost all of them were with the van, some of them were by airplane, but we've been all around Europe. Like, we started from Austria, we went through Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, Greece, Italy, Switzerland, Czech Republic, Poland, all the Baltic states, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Belgium, France, the Great Britain, Scotland. Right now we are in Spain, so obviously a new country for us.
I hope you enjoyed that content. If you hadn't noticed, we do have an ebook that we sell, and the link is just in the description. It contains 160 pages crammed full of practical advice, walkthrough information, electronic schematics and part lists, which will make your job a lot easier for doing a van conversion, and it will save you time and money. Also, we've created special videos for the ebook which enable you to see walkthroughs for how to do loads of things in a van conversion. So that's for water systems, for electrics, for how to do simple woodwork joints that anyone can do. And I really believe that anyone, regardless of their experience, can make a half decent van conversion. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate you watching our content, and we put a lot of effort to make it interesting, informative, and find those cool projects to feature on our channel. Consider subscribing, leave a comment, and we'll see you next week.